Hey guys, hope everyone's having a good day, or a good night, good evening, good morning, whatever it is. I've been thinking about this technology that we have these days, and it seems like we've been well manipulated. I've noticed that it's like we're the ones that carry out the system's agendas. It's like the system will give you these like little ideas. It'll put a little birdie out there, and then we're like out there spreading the seed. And the system doesn't really do very much. It doesn't work very hard to get us to do what it wants. It's like this system has such a great way of manipulating, and it's so skilled in it and so subtle that we just fall for it every time. I mean, just look at this technology. It's to control, it's to manipulate, it's to control, it's monitoring, but that's control. It's manipulating, it's sending out propaganda and has its agendas with it, so it's manipulating. But we're the carriers of this whole thing, and we always have been. I mean, do you remember when back in the day that the pager had come out? I mean, now you're starting that contact thing. This system has been prepping us to be highly controlled, highly monitored, highly suggestible, highly programmed, skilled at handling, giving out its agendas to others. It's been working on us for years now. And this started when technology really started kicking in. I mean, and this system there's something going on outside of what we can see. So maybe we are like in a Sims, but this Sims game, this Sims system is just really has us doing its bidding and convincing others to fall in line. We police ourselves, we program ourselves. It just gives us some ideas, but we actually do the work. I mean, we get the pager, and they start it off. This is how it works. It just gives little subtle things in subtle ways. It's like, here's the pager for doctors. I mean, you look back in the day, if you live back in the 80s, I mean, it was like, oh, doctors have pagers. You know, you were a surgeon. If your dad had a pager, he was a surgeon. You know, oh, he was a lawyer. You know, it was used for very specific, high priority things. And so that was like a status thing there. So then they bring the price to the pager and you say, let's bring it to the public. The price is kind of high, so only certain people can afford it, the ones with money. So if you knew a friend or somebody whose parent had a pager, or they got their son Timmy a pager, oh, they were well to do. Like, man, you got a pager, because it's all subconscious programming. They make you get that feeling of like, you know, that's some high priority stuff. You're a somebody, like a doctor or a lawyer. It's that type of stuff that they manipulate you with. The system manipulates you to subconsciously start thinking that way. And then they keep the price high. So only the very select few can purchase it, therefore increasing that want from the lower end of the public. They all want a taste of it. They all want a pager. Not like Timmy's family who's rich. I want one too. Then, boom, open the market. Somehow the price just came down. Now we can give it to everybody. Have the pager, everyone. And then everyone gobbles it up. They just suck it all up like a big bowl of ice cream. I want more. Can you see how people think? They know how to manipulate humanity. And they know that they can get humanity to carry out its bidding. It's like this humanity thing. Like humans are like weak. We're weak-minded. And it's sad because if you can't see that you're weak-minded, that's a huge issue. That's a you, no luck for humanity whatsoever. That's what makes the game so goddamn crappy yet exciting and yet lively, I guess. You got to have a bunch of weak-minded people running around doing bidding. But look at this system. They did the same thing with the phone. Oh, if you knew you knew somebody, they had a Porsche and they had a car phone. Oh my God, that was so cool. He has a car phone. Oh, I wish I had one. And oh, that was a sign of money, wealth, and luxury, and all the things you little commoners can't get. But that's manipulation there, folks. That is manipulation 101. And then you say, oh, I wish I could. I wish I had one. Oh, I wish. My lowlies of lows, I don't have one. I'm just garbage. And then, pretty soon, everyone has a phone in their freaking hand, in their pocket. You didn't need the car phone. You just walked around with a computer phone in your hand these days. It's crazy. And we just, as soon as they unleash it and open it to the commoners, oh my God, the commoners run to it. They run to it. They race to it. They line up in droves. Remember when the iPhone was like, iPhone just came out and it was like iPhone 5, iPhone 10. I mean, people would line up around the block for the phone, for the new one. Oh, it's release date. Oh my God, these commoners would line up. You can't, you're being manipulated and you are accepting of it. You put yourself into it, and it's part of the problem of why can't humanity get better? It's ourselves. We we're like we're our own personal hypocrite. We constantly talk about like how we want life to get better. Like, right, as people, we want life to be better. But unfortunately, we're so good at manipulating ourselves, we don't really do anything to make our lives better. We constantly go for the next technology. We're constantly waiting around the corner for the next one to come out. How big can your TV get? Right? I mean, my God. It's ridiculous. Your living rooms now, a lot of people, they consume their living room with the frickin' 200-inch TV. The whole wall's a TV, and they what do they feel like they're Daddy Warbucks, like the frickin' Monopoly Man or something. I mean, are you kidding? Like, how do we kid ourselves with this ridiculousness? You get so immersed in these programs, the size of the damn screen doesn't really do anything. Your eyes and your brain just consume the material. But you know what people do notice? When it's not theirs, or they walk into the room and they go, oh, what's that little dinky thing? I mean, give me a break. How is this system, how has it done this? How has it done it? We fall in line with it so easily. We're convincing our friends and family. We give out that manipulation and propaganda and all of that. Look at my size TV. Look at what I have. Don't you want what I got? This is the best. It's amazing. And I don't think most of us have seen through this illusion and how we're just really played. Because now what we're doing is, the moment our children are born, boom, there's a tablet, there's a phone. 2-year-olds are out there. You'll see them, a tablet or a phone, and they're scrolling and they're watching videos because now, as people, we've been convinced somehow, like, how did this even come about? Here's the tablet, watch your program, be quiet, stay out of my business. Here's the phone, watch your program, be quiet, stay out of my business. As children, infants, already starting with the screen, already starting with a device in their hand. I mean, come on. What happened to the day where you gave a kid a lollipop? They're crying, oh, here's a lollipop. Remember, that was the bad thing. Oh my God, you gave your kid a lollipop to be quiet? Oh, the sugar. Oh my goodness. You give your kid a freaking tablet to sit there and watch junk? Sitting there with their eyeballs to the blue screen? They look like the god dang trolls from the Dark Crystal. Guys, you ever see, they're just sitting there staring. You just, that blue light, that's the freaking spirit being sucked out. But we give our little infants these things. No longer is it the lollipop, no more binky. It's the screen, the device. And they just stare at it, being hypnotized. And the programming it's insane programming these days. None of it ever makes any sense. It's so rapid. But we're not even paying attention to that. We're just like, here, watch it. Be quiet. Let me think. And these kids love it. And then we make excuses for it. We promote it. We make light of the whole situation. People I've come across, they make light of it, like as if it's like, oh, yeah, at least they got to be quiet, I can make my phone call, or let's let the adults talk, and now they can go in their little corner over there and just stare at the screen at 2 years old, 3 years old. And then they make jokes. Oh, look at how they know what app to press. These little children know what icon to press. They know how to scroll. They know how to use the volume control. And then parents comment on that as if it's like funny or how cute. Oh, look how cute he is. Oh, he knows what app to press. Isn't that amazing? As if it's a sign of intelligence. Oh, look how smart he knows what app button to press. He knows that one's his. Oh, what an intelligent child. Meanwhile, all the elite that are in the system, they would never let their children look at those goddamn things. Never. Especially at that age. Never. But we act like, oh, there's intelligence. Yeah, the intelligence of what the parent, you're manipulating your child. You've been convinced to manipulate your child to think that's okay. And then you're going to manipulate them to think that was intelligence. You see how sick society has gotten? This is off the charts, how dystopian this world is becoming. And we are ushering it in. And it's unbelievable. If you don't see that you're ushering it in, I don't know, then there's something bigger going on. To sit there and say, it's okay, life goes on, Yeah, I know. I get it. I can see it. I say it too. I say, hey, it's technology. That's the system's going to give it to us whether we like it or not. We are part of the system. These kids are going to grow up with nothing but technology. But can't we see that we've been manipulated? Isn't there just at least knowing is half the battle and taking responsibility for it? Because maybe we can slow it down, or just the only way to save anything would be to break away and start homeschooling your kid without a computer, with a book and pencil. That would be the best way. I don't know. There's really no way to save this place because it's all changing so fast And at least as parents, we would have to look around and say, oh my God, I am part of the problem and I've been manipulated to be the part of the problem. I have been manipulated to usher it in. And I don't even think I'm doing anything, but lo and behold, we are. Because now our older kids, they have that cell phone, and immediately, for safety issues, we have tracking devices on it. We have GPSs in the car. Our kids don't get to go live the life that we once lived as Gen X or millennials, where nobody knew where you were. You left your parents' house and said, Mom, I'm going over to Tim's house, and it was 12 in the afternoon. I'll be home for dinner. Your parents didn't know where you went. You went to Tim's house, but then you took off. My parents never knew where I was. They could tell me the last place I said I was going, but then there was times where they didn't know where I was. Oh, he must be at the park. Or you'd go to Tim's, and then you get on your bikes, you go start riding, and you're like, let's go take that wash and go, let's go take that ravine and go ride it and go under the freeway and go over here. And next thing you know, we're going through the tunnel and we come up like 3 cities away. And it took us 45 minutes to ride our bike there. And then we went to the liquor store and bought a candy bar. And your parents had no idea you were even out there. But that built something. Didn't it? Didn't that do something for you, like mentally? Wasn't that it was growth. It was mental maturity. It was stimulating. And you learned from that. Because when you went out, if you were a Gen Xer or millennial, didn't you grow from that freedom looking back at it? Wasn't it like a huge learning experience? Because I remember living it, it was normal, but now that I look back at it, I remember I did learn some things. I mean, you had to learn responsibility. You had to take responsibility for your actions. You learned to deal with, unforeseen situations. You would learn to deal with them. It was like the biggest life lesson was to be able to go out on my own with my parents not knowing where I was and just be able to live life. Kids today, I understand that it can be a dangerous world. And I know as a parent you worry for your children's safety. Don't you think that monitoring them constantly and texting them constantly, and don't you think that has a adverse effect in their growth? This technology makes it so easy to track and monitor and contact, but growing up, I think having those freedom situations, those white lies, those whatever, that's the biggest growth you can get. Making mistakes and saying, uh-oh, won't tell my parents about that, and having that secret, that's something. That's something that kids, I think, lack today. And if we look at society, I think it shows. We just don't want to believe that as parents and safety, that we're a problem to it, that we've been manipulated to carry this problem out. And it's convincing our kids, subconsciously, whatever, that life is for them and moving on is controlled, is monitored, and it's just something you accept. Thanks for listening.